Okay, we back at them for an exclusive. You know, the thing that's going on now is that Cleveland killer. You know, we got a comment in one of the comment boards saying, "I'm waiting for y'all to tackle this topic."
Yeah, man. You know, it's just the effects of social media. You know, I mean, in the last 2-3 years, I witnessed people kill themselves on social media, on Facebook Live. I done witnessed police kill and shoot people on Facebook Live. And what we don't really understand is that a lot of people, man, have a insatiable appetite to be famous.
Yeah.
And this is what people call a 15 seconds of fame. And even though people will prefer to get it through the entertainment circuit, you know, this is a perfect opportunity for a person who craves fame to use a silly excuse that his girlfriend disappointed him, so he go and randomly kill this elderly man.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it in a Ford. That the man, you know what I'm saying, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you know, have some type of mental imbalances. You know, most people who be on Facebook and be on the internet and be on these different social media sites, they have this thing about themselves where they want to be so famous that they're willing to do anything, even include hurt themselves or hurt others.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that we're going to see a lot of this. This guy, he's just the beginning of a host of events that we may see in the near coming future, because this is how people get famous. You know, this is how people can be silly, retarded, and ignorant, and at the same time get recognition for who they really are. And really what it is these people, they crying out for help. But they don't understand that in the process of them crying out for help, they're being very destructive. And they're bringing harm to themselves and harm to others. And the only way that this situation is going to ever end is, you know what I'm saying, America start doing something about the gun problem that we have in this country. You know, we have a serious gun problem, like in Milwaukee. Brothers are allowed to walk around with guns. They don't check the mental state of these brothers. They don't check their psychological background. They just say, if you don't have a felony, then you qualify to carry a gun. I'm pretty sure that if they would have checked this guy's mental state, I guarantee they could find somewhere in his history that he has some form of retardation or mental psychological issues. So, you know, that's one of the things that they have to do. They have to stop, you know, selling guns to any and everybody.
But Ken, Ken, let me come at it from a different aspect. Cause my boy, you know, me and my boy conversed about this, and you know, he kind of made sense. He said, "Now, what if this was a false flag?" Now, when he said it was a false flag, like, okay, you know, we in the future now. You know, the NSA can check any phone and GPS where you at. So if you're doing that live, they know exactly where you were at and exactly where you're going. You know, where your location is. You know, he's in a Ford that's a new kind of Ford that basically snitches on your location where you're at. So I mean, how can they not catch this man if he got these, you know, these instruments in his possession? Is the question.
Well, you know, Donald Trump said something that was very profound. He said, "I would never let my enemies know when I'm going to bum the shit out of them." Let's look at it from the perspective of the government. The government will never know what their next move is to the American people. How they're going to penalize us, how they're going to violate our civil rights, how they're going to violate our privacy laws. We don't know what these folks is doing. Like you said, there's a possible chance that this is all, you know, some stuff to do something further in the future that may harm all of us.
Yeah.
You know, they may be able to track us and track everything that we're doing. Like you said, there's no way this man shouldn't be incarcerated or being under some type of police supervision as of now, because first of all, we know, and I travel all over the country, that they have cell towers all over.
Yeah.
And what these cell towers do is it pick up the frequencies, and you know, they can tell you exactly where you at. But for some reason, you know, here this man he has a cell phone, and he's committing a crime, and they can't find out what this person is.
Yeah.
So I think the next move may be, hey, how about we come up with some type of system where we can track everybody simultaneously and know where everyone is at any given time. and we can do it by violating their civil liberties and violating their privacies. You know what I'm saying? Without, people complaining because this was such a heinous crime, and that's what they do in the African American community. I tell you, I talk about this all the time. They allow the African American community to go haywire. They allow all type of crimes to be committed, and then they wait till it get to its peak.
Yeah.
To reach a certain point, then they come and clean it up, and the public and the community doesn't complain because the community is fed up, and that's what they do. They set things up. Like in Chicago, Cabrini Green, Robert Taylor Homes, those were projects with different gangs in them. Mm-hmm. But what they did was they were able to strategically, cleverly destroy those projects.
Yeah, housing projects.
Yeah, they was able to destroy those projects and move those people in a certain area of Chicago where they were all forced to live in the same conditions in the same environment, and that's why the murder rate in Chicago is so big, because they took them brothers out the projects and put them brothers in a hood where they had to cross paths.
Yeah.
That was socially engineered. That was by design. A lot of things that we see in society is by design. So to say that these folks, allowed this man to commit this heinous crime and refuse to capture him for other reasons than, to capture him, but to not capture him because they want to create some type of fear in the public to ultimately be able to come up with some type of new device where they can monitor all of us at any given time that would ultimately probably, end up, in a lot of people being incarcerated.
Yeah.
Just like all those people that they moved out the projects, out of the Cabrini Green and out of the Robert Taylor homes, and they took these two distinctive gangs and put them in the same communities, and now it's a major war, a gang war in Chicago. This is the type of mentality that you have. This is the type of people that you're dealing with. You're not dealing with a regular individual. You know what I'm saying? Like Trump. Trump promised that he would not go to war, that he would put America first. But look what they did. They just bombed Afghanistan with the bomb of all bombs.
Yeah.
They just went in there with no Congress approval, no council or nothing, no United Nations, and just, hit Syria, with 29 cruise missiles.
Yeah, and
so we understand.
Like 315 million or something like that. That one big.
Yeah, and that bomb, and that's why I was telling you about the military-industrial complex, brother. They gonna have to replace that bomb. Mm-hmm. So who you think gonna pay for it? American people. Who you think gonna build it? Trump people. All of the congressmen. They have money invested in these stocks, and they benefit from this money. Why couldn't you spend that same $300 million doing something else?
Yeah.
Because they don't, they don't want to do anything else. They benefit from that.
Yeah. Another thing I was going to add, because when you said, about the medical part, they are stressing, his mental health, but couldn't that, since this thing with the Obamacare is kind of in limbo and how they're trying to change it up, they could probably implement something where, all brothers have to have checks because they feel all brothers are mentally unstable at some point or whatever. Even though we're dealing with the stresses of living in America and coming up under this, duress that, we're under. Couldn't they kind of implement something like that? Like, everybody got to have a mental check that's, that we deem that feels to have one, or you may face certain kind of consequences.
Everything has its purpose, you know what I'm saying? And we know that the government doesn't do anything without a strategy. So if they feel that they can benefit from it, and they feel that it fits their best interest, of course they're going to come up with a program that they can deem everybody retarded or deem everybody should get a crazy check, because that's what they do. Mm-hmm. But it got to benefit them.
Yeah.
And the reason why they don't build communities, and the reason why people say, well, why don't you just take all this money that they incarcerate people for and give people a job? Well, the reason why they don't do that is because financially they won't benefit from it. Everything they do, they have to give money. Now, it's taxpayers' dollars, so it don't make a difference, what they do with the money. It's not their money. But what happens is they take our money and they invest in their businesses. Now our money becomes their money, and they do it very strategically and very intelligently. And we don't never see it coming because we so caught up in Republican and Democrat and the basic things life that don't have nothing to do with the real thing, which is the money, that we missed the whole ball.
Too cool to come 24/7.